In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create bar charts in Google Sheets, walking you through every single step so you can turn your raw data into a clear, professional-looking graph. Google Sheets is one of the most accessible and powerful tools for data visualization, and learning how to make a bar chart is a fundamental skill that will help you present your information in a way that's immediately understandable to anyone who sees it. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. First, let's talk about the foundation of any great chart, and that's your data. Before you even think about inserting a graph, you need to make sure your data is organized properly. The most common mistake beginners make is trying to select data that's scattered or has blank rows in the middle, which confuses Google Sheets. Instead, arrange your information in clean columns. Typically, you'll have one column for your category names, like months of the year, product names, or departments, and another column for the values you want to measure, such as sales figures or quantities. Make sure you include the header row, so your categories and values are labeled. For example, if your data sits in cells A1 through B10, you want to highlight that entire block, including the words at the top. This tells Google Sheets exactly what you want to visualize and how to label the axes automatically. Once your data is selected, the process becomes incredibly straightforward. Go up to the top menu bar and click on Insert. From the drop-down menu that appears, you'll see an option that says Chart. Click on that, and almost instantly, a chart will appear right on your spreadsheet. Now, here's where a lot of people get a little confused. Google Sheets uses a smart algorithm to guess the best chart type for your data. Sometimes it gets it right and creates a bar chart, but often it might default to a pie chart or a line chart, especially if you're working with time-based data. Don't panic if that happens. On the right side of your screen, you'll see a panel called the Chart Editor. If you don't see it, simply click once on your new chart and it will pop open. In the Chart Editor, click on the Setup tab. Right underneath, there's a drop-down menu labeled Chart Type. Scroll through that list until you find Bar Chart for horizontal bars or Column Chart for vertical bars. For most business and academic reports, a vertical column chart is the standard choice, but horizontal bars are excellent when you have long category names or a lot of categories. Now that you have the right chart type in place, it's time to move on to the fun part, customization. Your chart at this point is functional, but it probably doesn't look exactly how you want it. To open the customization options, double-click directly on your chart. This will bring the chart editor back up, but this time you want to click on the Customize tab. This is your control center for every visual element. The first thing I always recommend tackling is your titles. Under the Chart and Axis Titles section, you can click the drop-down and select Chart Title to give your graph a clear descriptive name. You can also add titles for your horizontal and vertical axes. This is not just for aesthetics. Properly labeled axes are crucial for your audience to understand what they're looking at without having to guess. You can change the font, make it bold, and adjust the text color here too. Next, let's look at the Series section. This is where you control the look of your actual bars. You can change the fill color to match your brand or your presentation theme. A best practice here is to choose a color that offers good contrast against a white background, and avoid using very similar colors if you have multiple series. Within the Series section, you'll also find the option to add data labels. This is one of my favorite features. If you check the box for data labels, the exact number for each bar will appear directly on top of it. This makes your chart infinitely more readable because your viewers don't have to try to line up the bar with the axis to figure out the value. It's a small toggle that makes a huge difference in clarity. Another important area to explore is grid lines. By default, Google Sheets adds horizontal grid lines that run across your chart. While they can help with readability, sometimes they create visual clutter, especially if you've already added data labels. You can reduce the number of grid lines, make them lighter, or remove them entirely under the grid lines and ticks dropdown. I typically either remove them or set them to a very light gray, so the data bars really pop. Finally, look at the Legend section. If you only have one set of data, the legend is often unnecessary and takes up valuable space. You can move it to the bottom, the top, or hide it altogether. The goal is to clean up any element that isn't adding direct value to the communication of your data. And there you have it. You've now gone from a simple spreadsheet to a fully customized professional bar chart in Google Sheets. By taking the time to organize your data, select the right chart type, and polish those visual details like titles, colors, and data labels, you've created a graph that tells a story at a glance. Why is this useful? Because whether you're presenting quarterly results to your team, showing project progress to a client, or simply tracking your personal budget, a well-made bar chart makes your insights undeniable and easy to digest. My final tip is to experiment with the chart types. Try a stacked bar chart if you need to show parts of a whole, or a 100% stacked bar if you care more about proportions than raw numbers. And you can always copy and paste your finished chart into a Google Doc or a slide in Google Slides, and it will remain linked to your spreadsheet, so any future data updates will automatically refresh your visual. If this guide helped you today, please take a second to save this video to a playlist or drop a comment letting me know what you'd like to learn next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.